what is a commander? More than a word, more than a title. It's an identity, something that transcends time and place. A commander is not born. They are built, shaped by adversity, etched with scars.
Can't get them when you first huddle up, and you got to earn them. And you sure as hell don't want to, but you do need them to grow.
A commander may fall, but they always rise.
You truly don't know who you are until you get your ass knocked down. If I know anything about our team, they will absolutely get up swinging.
When the field is in chaos, a commander does not flinch.
Let's go!
Calm becomes their shield. Courage, their spear. A commander may shine under the light, but is polished in the dark. In the quiet and the unseen, they hold the standard.
Whatever you do, impose your will.
Every rep, every room, every day. They do not stand above their people, but beside them. A leader of warriors.
Tom Terry, he is spectacular! I mean, this is video game stuff right here.
Hey, welcome back to another Friday's edition of what? Fandom Has No Intelligence. I'm Smoke. I got my guy Trail back today. And once we get Trail back, somehow we lost South for the day. But he may join, y'all. He may join.
It's very fitting for what's going on with the team. You know what I'm saying? A lot of rotation going on.
A lot of rotation. Shout out to Glenn. Shout out to everybody that pulled up. Spam them comments, y'all. What's up, Jake? I see you out there in here. I appreciate you, man. Spam the comments. We will do better at getting to the comments because there do be some good questions in those comments. But Trail, listen, we back for another Friday edition, man. Not, how we wanted to come back to another new show, stuff like that. But let's just recap. Sunday, not too long. We're not going to spend 3-4 days like we did in Spaces. Just a quick little synopsis of, what you saw Sunday and how can we get better, brother?
Words of great Dennis Green. They are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
We let them off the hook.
That's 2 times I've had to say that this season, bro. Like, and respect and shout out to the Falcons for taking the dub, but I honestly feel like the victors did not leave that stadium. The real victors, we should have taken the victory that game, but. It is what it is, man. You like that video you just played, man. What's up, Tia? It was definitely very fitting, bro. Like that tone, we need to reset and get back to who we are, man. But it is what it is. That's why I'm at with it.
Yeah, what is a commander, man? What we saw Sunday wasn't representation of what a commander is, man. Man, it was sloppy. It was sloppy on defensive side. I think the offense did enough, But hey, I can't even say the better team won that day, bro, because I know we're a better team, man. But shout out to the Falcons. I tip my hat to them. They came in, they did what they did, especially after the week they had previous, the 30-0 slacking that they took to their division foe, Carolina Panthers. But man, they came to play. And it seemed like our defense was a day late dollar short, man. So that is behind us. We got another huge game Sunday coming up, 4:25 Eastern time. We always start the shows off with injury reports. So right now with us, we're without Terry. He didn't travel. We're without Noah. He didn't travel. We're without Sam, which practiced this week, but he didn't travel. We have a couple question marks. The biggest one on the list is Deebo Samuels right now, but he is out there today. I saw some videos of him working on the side and stuff like that. I just saw one come on my drop down saying that he's running and it looks well. So, I got a feeling he's playing Sunday because for some reason they not letting these guys travel when they're really banged up and stuff like that. So I think Deebo got a very good shot at playing. As far as the opposing team, I know they're without, their number 4, number 5 pick from last year's draft, Joe Alt, which moved from right to left this year because of another injury, into one of their left tackles, So they're without a couple tackles. I did see Mekhi Becton is questionable and things of that nature. So, hey, man, Trill, what do you feel about these injuries, man? Like, especially on our end, like the Terry, the Noah, and the Sam.
Man, this might sound crazy. Like, our injuries, as you don't want to see them, obviously, but for the long run, they may have happened at the best time. Like, and I think it's beneficial for guys like Luke McCaffrey, who has shut me up 2 weeks in a row to the point where, okay, I'm actually a champion for you now. You know what I'm saying? Not, I ain't beating the drum per se, but like, all right, I see enough where I got some belief now. Like, all right, he ain't no scrub. Like, Luke got something to him. So, I'm looking forward to see his growth and development, as each week progresses. But I do, again, with the injuries, I do think it's the next man up mentality, and the way that this team has been constructed. It's more of a benefit than it is a determine, if you will. I don't think that, again, of course you don't want to lose guys like Terry, but Noah, you don't want to lose anybody, but with Noah being out, it gives grand opportunity for the young guys to step up and show, or demonstrate if they're going to be here for the future. And if so, what kind of impact they're going to be. So I hate the injuries, but I don't think the injuries that we've been sustaining are huge hindrances where we can't, move forward.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, man. I look at it as an opportunity for the next guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Yes, it sucks to lose. Now we're coming off. Well, we're
Well,
coming off of 2 weeks of not having 5. You know what I mean? We what's up, Unc? I see you in the building, Unc. Appreciate you. Appreciate your T. I did see your comment. So yeah, we coming off of 2 weeks of not having a starting quarterback. Coming off a week of not having our number 1 and so-called number 2 receiver with Terry and Noah. This is their second straight week of missing. Well, actually, Noah's third straight week. Terry's second straight week. So it's like, okay, what do we have in that room? Last week we saw Debo 7, I think it was 6, 7 catches, a little over 70, almost 80 yards or something like that, a touchdown. Luke had a touchdown. Now it's just about, finding that rhythm, man. You know what I mean? Yes, it's going to be tough to find a rhythm when we're playing, who's in this week, who's out this week, who's in next week, who's out next week, stuff like that. But let these guys ice up, man. Yes, we are hitting a pivotal stretch. Like, I look at the season as quarters. Like, okay, first quarter we went 2-2. We were banged up in those 4 games. You know what I mean? Now we're entering the next quarter a little banged up, but we got the prize possession back, which is 5. So it's just all about going out there and just getting better day by day, man. So let Terry ice up.
Note real quick, I left him out. The last couple of weeks, man, I think that in the long run, those last 2 weeks are pivotal for Jaden Daniels and who he will be moving forward. Yep. There's no way that he would have ever been just flat out benched. We all know that. And I agree that, even with the knee injury, what up, Mitch? Even with the knee injury or whatever, I don't think it was as severe, as folks, assume maybe, but I do think it was a grand opportunity for him to just sit down and watch what Cliff is trying to implement from a whole different perspective. Albeit, Mariota's not a world beater, but Mariota's a good enough quarterback for you to see what the plan is and how it should be ran. So I think it'll be good for Jaden to see it from a whole different perspective.
Yeah, you got a lot of Luke love in these comments. Yeah, you know what I mean.
I see it.
Hey, you want to talk about Fandom Has No Intelligence? Let's introduce you to Mitch. I'm letting you know, like he put the Luke is greater than Lad, Dre. But hey, man, Fandom Has No Intelligence. You know what I mean? This is the perfect episode for him, man. But look, hey Trail, did you see the brace today on Jada?
I did. Yeah.
Yeah, to Unc that's in the building, you know what I mean? Shout out to Unc. It is a little bulky, Unc. You know what I mean? I understand he got extra padding behind it, but I didn't see like him, being like I don't think it's gonna be a hindrance to him. Because even when he it's only drills, but I looked at, when he released that ball on a little rollout, if he was hesitant on letting that left leg drop, and I was like, I think my guy good to go, man. So yes, Jaden more than likely probably will be playing with a brace, but guess what, man? That's probably the best thing for him right now, man. Um, let me see what Miss say. Yeah, he say he all with the nonsense, man. We do need this W. Let me ask you, Trail. It was brought up earlier. Is this a must win before we get into everything else?
Must win? No. You know what I'm saying? We're not there yet. You know what I'm saying? However, this is a must battle game. Like you must come out and because again, I'll say this is even if we scratch the what's been happening in the past couple of weeks. Coming into this game, I would have said this is a 50-50 game anyway. I respect the Chargers enough to know that, they have a valuable team, you know what I'm saying? So this wasn't going to be an easy thing. Now, adding in what we've been seeing over a couple of weeks, I'm really there, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not beating my chest like, oh, yeah, we about to dominate this game. Like, nah, I'm not. We've been so up and down. I'm really not sure what we're about to roll into LA, but I'm confident to know that hey, the team can compete. Like they're not. I don't view the Chargers as an unbeatable team. Like so, I think 50-50. But to say is it a must win, man? Like, nah, I ain't there yet.
Yeah. Let me ask a question. Because I was looking through, some notifications, and we haven't seen an injury report yet. Just to take it back to the injury report, do they get that 3-hour grace period because they're practicing in LA today, and there's 3 hours behind, so they don't really have to release it to 4 o'clock their time today? Do you know about that?
Probably, yeah, because remember they just started practice like
Yeah.
a couple hours ago. So it's probably going to align with the time, I would imagine.
Hey, CeeLo, listen, what we've been saying, man. Like one thing we know about our guy, if he was to have a leg injury, a knee injury, or whatever, we believe in that arm talent, his pocket presence, and stuff like that. And I'm not mad at it. You know what I mean? Like, hey, let him go out there and do what he got to do. You know what I mean? But I understand what you're saying. You know what I mean? As far as being a primarily pocket passer this week and stuff like that. But to help that out, we're gonna dive right into it, man, with Cliff, man, on this offensive breakdown. I was gonna say, man, Trail, like we the number 2 or number 3 rushing team in the league. We're the number 2 or number 3. Don't have it really offhand. I know we up there. When it comes to our running backs, bro, let's take last week, for example, 14 carries. Look at the amount of yards they rushed for.
Yep.
14 carries isn't enough from my backfield. It's not enough. It's not enough. So with that being said, what does Cliff have to do this weekend to help us walk out of this game with a W?
I think Cliff just need to continue doing what he's been doing, even with the run game. I think that the run game is supplemental to the pass offense, which is the weakest element to the offense. And if I'm the coach, if I'm Cliff, of course you got practice during the week, but what better way to implement your plan than real time? And in these games, I'm much rather give my wide receivers or work out the kinks in the one areas that I have a weakness than exploit my strength to the point where okay, my strength is no longer a strength. And what I mean by that is right now, like to your point with the running game, those guys are prime. They're priming up. Like we're seeing big explosive plays every single game right now. You put a name out there. That one of them was going to give you one. C-Rod, McNichols, Bill. It doesn't matter. One of them going to give you one. However, if we exploit it too much, then that strength you could make it a true weakness right now, especially when you don't have a counterbalance. And truly, like, we have to be honest with ourselves. In this offense, there's no real counterbalance in the pass game. Mariota was doing good enough the past couple weeks to keep it going and facilitate, but in my opinion, it still didn't look like what we wanted to see. And of course, when Jaden was in, Jaden is Jaden, but it wasn't, that pass game didn't look exactly what we wanted. So I'm saying all that to say, Cliff, keep doing what you're doing, because you're still able to get 27 points out of this offense, 24 plus out of this offense with no, and it's not even clicking yet. So that's where I'm at with it. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to Unc, man. Hey, y'all smash that like button. You know what I mean? Share this thing. You know what I mean? No matter where you at, share with your close loved ones too. Get them in here. You know what I mean? Dog Tide, yeah, I was talking about the injury report. So it looked like he said no, you know what I mean, as far as the 4 p.m. Eastern thing or whatever it is. So yeah, man. But man, I'm this week, bro, like, I'm a history guy when it comes to my team, man. And if you look at the history of this team, when running backs rush the ball 25 times or more, our over 500 record is like elite, bro. It is elite. I understand we got a special guy in number 5 that can take a little off of that. But when I got backs, in a game averaging 8 point whatever, 6 point whatever, you know what I mean, and they only had the ball 14 times, I need to figure out a way to get them the ball more. I need to, I think now is a time. If you say Jaden, the first couple games, his arm and the passing game wasn't where we thought it would be at. This is a time now to let the run game open up that pass game. Get these lanes a little more open, because now we are going out there with wide receiver 4, 5, 6 outside of Debo. You know what I mean? That's your Lukes, your Lukes, your Jalen Lanes, your Tay Martins. You know what I mean? Shout out to Tay Martin. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So I feel like, man, if we show that we're going to come out, we're going to be physical up front, we're going to establish a run, I think that will open up everything else for the outside guy. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what I want to see Cliff do today. I mean, this weekend, man. Like, show him that, hey, guess what? We about to have a nasty physical game. We didn't make this trip to come out here and, do all the glitz and glamours. We want to punish you. We want to enact our will against you and stuff like that, man, because C-Rod and Bill, man, they've been doing good. Shout out to Jeremy McNichols. He's been good when the opportunity presents itself. But I think the fan base looks more at C-Rod, looks more at Bill, as which one of the two are going to take over that backfield. I'm not mad at the rotation. I'm not mad at it, but I'm mad at how it's used. I don't need Bill. Like, we only had one possession really in the first quarter Sunday, right? We had a 3 and out. The Falcons had the ball first. They took 3. We had a 3 and out. We punt the ball to them. They had a long drive where we only got the ball back with 40-something seconds left in the first quarter. And what happened is, on that second run of that drive, C-Rod took it, up the field for, what was it, about 50-something yards or something like that, 48, 50 yards, And now we at the second quarter. But then, even still with that drive, C-Rod stayed out there. We didn't see Bill until our third drive, right? So I'm like, if you could find a way of mixing them two up on first and second down, and even Deuce said it the other day, I can't remember the exact number, but it was like, out of our 120 pass attempts, I think Bill been out there on 32 of them. So I don't
pass blocking in, but to me, that's part of the development too. Like, I mean, think about it. Like, you made a very correct statement, and I've seen it a couple times. Big Simp, a few others had said that running the ball opens up the pass offense. I don't disagree, but think about it from this perspective. Like if we know that they're not running the ball with maximum of attempts right now, but top efficiency whenever they do, imagine what that's going to be, what it's going to look like when the passing game itself clicks. Because
Yeah,
to me, it's not the opportunities. The opportunities are there for both the pass and the run. Like if the pass was clicking, if you know what I mean, like if some of those balls aren't dropped, we haven't had a whole lot of drops, so I don't want to put that in the air. But some of those passes are more accurate or not broken up or whatever it may be. We're not having this conversation about the run game because again, we've been moving the ball. You know what I'm saying? And we have been putting points on the board. So it's I just feel like when all of the worlds mesh in the pass and the run, like this offense is going to look scary, like
yeah,
very scary.
yeah,
So and I'm being hopeful, but I think that's what Cliff is doing. Like, I know what my strength is. Like,
yeah,
I don't want to beat that down to the point where it's not a strength.
yeah.
Don't it's
And
still a rookie.
yeah. Then like shout out to Marcus, bro. First of all, let's shout out Marcus, man.
Mhm.
Getting pressed into, the position the last 2 weeks, 41 and 27 points. Cliff said it yesterday. Whenever Marcus is in the game in these 4 games total that he's played since he's been here, we've scored in over 70% of the offensive drive.
He's
Right?
averaging 34 points, man. That's crazy.
Come on, man. Come on, man. As a backup. As a
Mhm.
backup. I want y'all in the audience to pay attention to that, man. Like to what Trail just said at the end. When this thing get to clicking, it's gonna get scary for these teams out here that we facing, man. You know what I mean? But we know it's three sides to the football. It's offense, defense, special teams.
Yep.
I believe we're doing good in two phases, right? We're doing good. It's that third phase where we're gonna get into that we're, what I mean, where I'm hoping Cliff has the mindset to say, I know we're struggling in that phase. How can I maintain possessions? How can I maintain the clock? Along with putting up seven, along with, capturing points on every drive. Like if I'm getting points 70% of my drives, I think we're going to win 70+% of our games. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? So what can we do to aid the struggling part of this team right now, which is the defense? So, like I say, I believe Cliff this week, and if we're an advanced analytic team, they looking at these numbers. They're going to try to establish some type of grit that's going to open up the pass game this week. That's what I believe. But he may fool me, and pass game may be there off the break because the Chargers are like, let's stop the run because he has no outside threats.
You feel me?
Where these guys stepping in got to step up. So if they want to play that game of, I'm trusting my corners on your fourth, fifth, sixth receivers, well, Jaden, go out there, dot them up. Let that open it up. So there are multiple ways to skin a cat. There's no exact science to how to win a game. I mean, it's just all about going out there getting one more point than your opponent. But
Exactly.
just looking at it, man, with this run game being number 2 and number 3 in the league, bro, why not lean on it a little? What I mean? Last year, I believe we averaged just around a little bit over 30 something minutes a game.
You know why? I'm gonna answer. This is my perspective. And again, it may not be the right approach, like especially when you're talking about W's and L's. But I'm thinking long term. You know what I mean? Right now we're looking at these two losses, but long term, the test of battle, you know what I'm saying? The if all of last season, the offense, Cliff even masked a lot of the defensive, issues. Um, I was very awakened and enlightened, and I know you're probably about to transition into the defense here, but I was very rudely awakened to a lot of stats on someone who I thought was emerging. But Mikey Sanders still like a lot of his statistical numbers, even going back to last season, like Mikey hasn't really been as good as we thought, but I think a lot of that was covered up with, again, like how well we were performing as a team in totality. So going into this season, like we're talking about development and growth, we got to rip that Band-Aid off. We can't keep patching up holes. You have to be to expose, even if it's self-exposure a little bit, in order to get better, like you have to find like self-identify and recognize what's going on here. And so again, like that's why I know a lot of people like with the game last week. I don't disagree with the argument or the sentiment that Cliff should have ran the ball better if we wanted to get the win. You're absolutely right. But what Cliff did also was to put 27 points with the backup quarterback and you're starting 2 wide receivers out. No, at some point, the defense should step up and be able to say, you know what, we have to do our job to limit the amount of scoring because it shouldn't be on those guys to have to perform like that. But that's kind of where I'm at, like as far as like the whole saving thing and this, hey, the other side got to step up. It just is what it is.
Yeah, they do. Because let's just like, I know this is a Commander show, but it's a copycat league. We watch football, we watch multiple teams. What the 49ers did last night, no one thought they had a shot, right? They went in there, backup quarterback, number 4, 5, 6, 7 receiver, number 3 tight end. But guess who held it together at the end of the day? That defense. They didn't allow the dam to break. Going up against a high-power offense and Matthew Stafford, Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams, Kyron Williams, tight end out of Oregon, Ferguson. That defense held it together enough that offense could go out there, establish a 14-0 lead. They had a lead the whole game for real up until the Rams tied it up at 20, but the defense still never let the dam break. They even to the point where a minute left in that game, Calvin Williams going into the end zone, punched the ball out, the defense saved the day. They end up going to overtime. They won the game. They won the game because they played off of each other. What we saw last Sunday, we didn't play off of each other. If coming into last week, bro, I'm sitting there and I'm like, I didn't say it on the cast or whatever, but I'm like, dog, like this is a game where the defense have to step up. They got to say, you know what, we're going to win this game because of us. It seemed like they went out there thinking that Jaden was out there healthy, Terry was out there healthy, everybody was healthy. And they was like, you know what, we can play our game because the offense got us. But guess what? The offense scored 27. That should be well enough to go out here and win these games.
Yep.
But you allow 34, which is way too much. Way too much defense. So, yeah, we are going to get into the defense trail. It's going to lead right into the defense because that's the biggest elephant in the room. How can we fix this defense trail? Like before we even get into Witt's game plan, I want to know what you think on how can we fix this defense right now going into week 5.
Full transparency. I don't know because a part of like that when it comes to talent, I don't want to say we're void of talent, but I have to be honest with myself. I don't think we have any elite or premier edge rushers, which helps the secondary at least speed up the quarterback and what he's doing. So that was the concern coming into this season, the pass rush.
Breaking news.
Oh gosh.
No, it's good news. It's the captains, but it's a great sign that Debo's playing when he's a captain. Debo's a captain, Ken Law's a captain, and Jeremy McNichols. But go ahead, get back to you.
Okay.
Hey, breaking news, South in the building, Joe Witt.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Joe Witt, get your mind right, big fella. Get your mind
You right on time. He come right in time for the defense.
You take it over.
He come right in time for the defense. Go ahead, South. Hey, South, let me know. How can we fix this defense, South? Let me know right now. Before
get a new defensive coordinator. That's how you fix it.
Oh, man, we there. Now is the party.
Hey, listen.
That was a party.
I've been harping on it all week, and I'm sick because last night, I don't know if you already talked about this or not. Last night, I saw a Mac Jones-led team with 29 injuries no receivers. They lost like 5 people on defense during the them was for 20 points. Matthew Stafford Rams. Puka Nakua, Devontae Adams, Kyron Williams, all them boys. 20 points. So you trying to tell me our second year D coordinator who been in the league doing something for 35 years, don't know what he doing? I'm over it.
Yep.
Everyone's full go, y'all. Back to injuries. Just got a report from DQ. He's at a presser outside the stadium, or inside the stadium where they're practicing. That shout out to the Coliseum. Everyone's a full go except for the 3 that didn't make the trip. So that's Terry, Noah, and Sam. You know what I mean? So, hey, man, no excuses. No excuses. Jaden is QB1 this week, y'all. Let's clap it up for that. Let me show it off. I got Jaden. I had a feeling that Jaden was going to be primed and ready this week. But yeah, South man, welcome back, bro. Welcome to the show. You know what I mean? We at that portion where we just breaking down, what we want to see from the offense and defense. Right now, we in the defense. So Trail, I'm gonna kick it over to you, man. What do you want to see from this defense?
The secondary remake itself.
Mm-hmm.
To me, with younger guys last season and a pish posh, group of guys, they performed better. It wasn't substantially better, but they look better. And right now it's not looking good. And because on paper, I would say that the secondary has a group of leaders that at one point were top of their craft, in their respective organizations, whether in college or in the NFL. So get back right. They have to step it up for me. The D line has been solid. I'm not going to say they've been like lights out, but they've been definitely solid, and solid enough for me not to complain. The only thing I can ask from them is to generate more pressures and actually get home. We haven't been doing a good job with the sacks category, and just overall we suck. Get turning the ball over. So the secondary and getting the ball away from the Chargers, whether it's through the air or on the ground. I saw a beautiful peanut punch last night. Shout out to Kyron Williams. I hope his jaw feeling all right, because old buddy popped that jaw and then that hit that ball too. So that's why we love this sport, man. Like that type of play is energizing, you know what I mean? So we need a lot more of those. So that's my 2 key things is secondary, step your game up, and total defense. Let's get the ball out.
Quick update while I got it. Jaden will wear brace Sunday, the same brace we say today in practice. He will wear it. So if you're in the building, I'm sure you're still there. Yes, he will wear the brace. DQ say he had a great week of practice though. So yeah, let's get back to it, man. Excuse me. What I kind of want to see, man, is we're adjusting on the fly. Let's adjust on the fly. Like the Chargers came into these first 4 games very unconventional. Meaning, what I mean by last year, Herbert had 23, I want to say 23 touchdowns, 3 interceptions in the regular season. Don't quote me on the numbers. It was somewhere around that line, 23-3. But they was a run first team last year. First 4 weeks, they came out airing that ball out to the point where all their fans wanted Quentin Johnson to be thrown off the team, you know what I mean, and leave him behind at the other stadium they just left last season because he just couldn't catch the ball. But this year, Quentin Johnson is showing to be a receiver that, hey, we spent the first round pick on this guy, you know what I mean? So guess what, Whit? You got to find a way to keep eyes on him. You got to find a way to keep eyes on Ladd. You got to find a way to keep eyes on Keenan. And now within the last 2 weeks, they introduced Amari and Hampton, your boy Trail, in their pass game. 11 receptions over the last 2 weeks. So that's a lot for our struggling defense right now, outside of the front 4, you know what I mean, the rotation of that 4. It's a lot for them to keep up with. So how do we do that? How do we fix that? I say, Whit, just simplify things. Simplify it. If right now we got a rotation at running back between C-Rob and Nichols and Bill, And I just said earlier that Bill really isn't getting real work into the third, maybe fourth series of the game. Hey, why not, look at these vets on this team? And that's from a Marshawn. That's from, even a Bobby, but I'm going to save Bobby for later, but especially for Marshawn. We know Marshawn is handsy. We know he, like right now he just ain't got the hips he used to have. You know what I mean? Like he could be there, but then he not there. But what's wrong with, like you say, last year we had a lot younger guys. We had Mikey outside. We had Noah inside. You know what I mean? And who else on the other outside? We haven't really seen Noah too much this year. But we heard in training camp that teams reached out to try to trade for Noah. But due to injuries and stuff like that, they wanted to keep him along. Implement Noah back on the inside a little bit. Try Mikey on the outside. Not saying the whole game, but in certain possessions to see, okay, when we had the original three out there, this is how drives were going. But when we implemented a Noah into the slot and moved Mikey out there, this is how the game went. And stuff like that. I'm not mad at it. It's only week 5. You still got to try things out. You know what I mean? So my thing is, man, less is more when it comes to this defense.
Yeah.
So that comes down from communication. If I don't have to communicate as much, because right now we're running cover 1 man, and I want to say 27%, cover 3 zone at 28%. That's the same style of defense. It's just one is man, one is zone. You still got one safety back. If we're running max cover 3, I think that's where the problem comes in.
Yeah.
Now we really have to communicate. But if I'm in just a base cover 3 defense, I got my area. You got your area. Let's go out there and do our job. Everybody has a job to do. If we in cover 1 man, guess what? You got your man, I got my man. How much communication do we got to do? You know what I mean? Except for if we in cover 1 and they start tricking us with these motions of what we struggle with on defense.
Yep.
Now there come a little communication, but that can be easily fixed because, like I say, like it's a thing where if I'm in man or whatever, I could bump my man to the next one. So if it what we saw week 2 and a little bit like last week, if we saw what we saw week 2 where Wicks was going in motion and we saw them make the adjustment in the second half where they communicated to where Marshawn didn't follow him all the way across the field. He may have just followed him and stopped at the slot. So now where Mikey bumps out to the next guy, Amos bumps out to the guy that's going wide. And that's little simple stuff. So at the end of the day, I say less is more. Simplify the defense, and let the front 4 get after them and try to bring. Don't just rely on the 4. Bring an extra one. Bring 5. Bring 6. Sometimes give Herbert different looks because Herbert is not afraid to use his legs. We got to have rush discipline when we're trying to get after the passer in these situations. But like I say, trick him a little bit. Show him one thing at the snap of the ball, do something different. Bring a blitzer, an extra blitzer or whatever. Don't just drop in your area and stuff like that. So, man, I think less is more. Like if we could just stick to a regular base cover 1, a regular base cover 3, and without the match stuff, I think it'll go light years ahead, man. But I think everybody in this fan base is pleased with the front 4. It's everything else behind them.
Yep.
It's everything else behind them. You know what I mean? Like, and even to the D line, when we get there, get there. Don't allow him. Yeah,
just finish the job. Like don't just get back there and say, "Oh, I got a pressure." Like, nah.
Yeah, finish the job because we saw that in week 3 against the Raiders where we got there 5 times to sack Geno, but we should have had 9 or 10 sacks against Geno.
Yep.
There were a couple times we should have got Penix last week, but guess what? It was a timing space off, like timing type offense, and he was getting the ball out quick. Because at the end of the day, when we ran zone, I think the Falcons knew we were in zone. When they ran man, they was like, okay, we're going to send you with these messages, and good luck, Bobby, you're trying to chase.
Those quick crosses, like they quick crossing route, quick motion route, like the quick game, what somebody said it best, death by 1,000 cuts.
Yep. So look yourself in the mirror, man. Look yourself in the mirror and say, you know what? It's not just me. It's me. It's DQ. It's my other positional coaches. Lean on them guys. You know what I mean?
Hey,
Let that be the communication of the defense. What
hey,
you
smart.
sending down? Yeah, go south. Go south.
Get him like 42 mirrors so he don't miss. He don't miss it. Just in case.
Listen. Hey, south. Oh, they said 42 minutes. But what I'm saying is, man, like, just let that be the communication from the booth down to the coaches and let the coaches do what they do. Duke says when he's at the game, he still sees DQ and another guy doing the hand movements. We're not sure who those hand movements going to, but Bobby said this week everything starts with him. You know what I mean? Like, Bobby, you got to be better, bro. You have to be better.
Yeah.
They're not going to take you off the field, Bobby. We know you playing 100% of the snaps, Bobby. We know you are. But if you playing 100% of the snaps and you know you're vulnerable in certain situations, hey, man, you got to do better, bro. You getting paid. You a 12, 13-year vet, bro. You got to do better. And everything, I think, starts with Bobby and let it work its way back. If Bobby has a great game, I believe that back four will have a great game, back 4 or 5. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, anything else y'all want to add to the defense? Because, like I said, we can go the next 30, 40 minutes on defense, man. But, due to time restrictions, stuff like that,
It's
you know what
simple.
I mean? Yeah.
Better. You do better.
Yeah, do better, man. Do better. Do better. Anybody in the comments or whatever, you know what I mean? I see y'all. I think we talked about it at nauseum with this defense this week. We literally spent three and a
Listen,
half days in the
said that
fan
we
meeting.
be in the booth stressing. He be
Yeah.
grabbing it. He don't even be touching
He be
it.
like, he be like,
Listen. Hey,
I'm like,
Smug.
dude.
Hey, Smug. I said this in the space all week. He call a play and pray it works. That's how he feel like.
That's what he do.
That's what I feel like. He look like. He say something in the thing.
Mhm.
Like, oh man, I hope this works. And
All right.
he watches the play.
He be
Yeah,
panicking.
so let's go out there and get it with, man. Fan base is down on you, man. Fan base is down on this defense. We need y'all to step up. 2 stops in the first, 1 or 2 stops in the second. I think we win the game. Man. That's all we ask for. 2 stops in the first, and I'm gonna say 1 stop in the second. I think we win this game. You know what I mean? And that's gonna be predictions or whatever. But we have a new segment.
We're gonna need a few stops, but I think
Yeah,
Okay,
we're
it's
gonna
gonna
need
okay,
a
be
new.
back and forth.
okay. So,
But
hey, so I hear you say that, Smoke, and that was last year's motto. Produce all them
Mhm.
stops. So we trying to say our defense didn't get better. Is this so? What is Joe Wood here for?
oh, he
Tell
It's
me
still some new moving pieces. You know what I mean? You got a
who?
rookie out there.
Listen, I've
You
heard.
lost the safety.
Oh
You know what
man,
I mean?
I've heard
Like,
this conversation. Oh, we got new personnel. Well, guess what? Every other team got new personnel too, huh?
hey stop.
Or every team, huh?
I ain't saying you wrong, my boy.
See, I know it. It's got. Hey, look, it's got legs. Usain Bolt right here. I tell you.
mm,
Live in
mm,
reality and hope for the better.
yep.
Facebook
Hey,
in the south.
Facebook witnessing it. So,
That young man don't know what he's talking about.
the tabloids are running wild. So yeah, so hey, look, I took your idea from last week when we do these over and unders.
Oh,
I went
Vegas.
to the book.
Okay.
I went
Okay.
to the book. I went to DraftKings. I got the numbers. I'm here to let you know, South. When I did this about 15 minutes before the show, when we get to receivers, we didn't have not one receiving prop, not one on the draft books. And I went to DraftKings and I went to FanDuel. I'm pretty sure it updated now since DQ done said Debo is a full go. But when I had these numbers, and this is what we're gonna go off. We are not giving you betting advice. We are not your financial. Let's put that disclaimer out there because they're going, man, smoke trail, shout nigga said did it. No, we are not betting advisors. But what we're gonna do moving forward, we're gonna get the lines from the books and we're gonna tie it to the players. And you may be able to cook up a parlay. If you was thinking about putting $2 on it, put an extra dollar on it. And if you hit, Now you can send it our way. You know, we make commitment advisors, you know what I mean? But nah, so hey man, I'm gonna start with y'all, man. You still there, South, right? You still there, right?
Yep, sir.
All right, so here we go. Justin Herbert over under passing. His line is set at 265.
God.
Over under.
Man, are we talking Fandom Has No Intelligence takes, or are we doing regular takes?
And listen, I want to know. Right now, we got people
Oh,
in here that are listening. They look forward to this segment.
Oh,
They look. Mitch already said his parlay better hit, right? So listen, South
Over.
over under 265. South, we gonna
Hey,
run through this.
hey, for Joe Witt's sake, actually forget Joe Witt. It's going over. My agenda gonna be crazy on
South is
Monday.
over. What about you, Trail?
I'm taking over too, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Trail is over. Mitch, Dog Tide is saying over. I'm
This ain't the week that
I'm taking the under. I'm taking the under. I'm taking the under. Smokey's taking the under. Trail and South got the over. Jaden Daniels, over under 207 passing.
Over. He going back to the crib.
It's gonna be like 215, 230, somewhere in that range.
I'm smashing the over. I'm smashing the over. All right, now we getting the running backs, rushing. Amari and Hampton, over under 70 and a half. Under with Trail. What about you, South?
I'll say under too.
Under. I'm letting y'all know, man. He had 12 carries for like 130 last week. One of them came in garbage time. It was like a 54-yard run. So if I take that away,
so that's 11 carries.
11 carries. Yeah.
We balled on that.
Let me tell you something, right? Let me tell you something. Listen. Fandom has no intelligence, y'all. Let me put that disclaimer out there. When we're talking fantasy, I got Amari in like 5 leagues, bro. And the last 2 weeks, this dude has been doing me solid. But I didn't expect the passing numbers from him, the receiving numbers. So you know what?
And remember I told y'all this summer, that is his most underrated element to his game. That's why I wanted the Cliffs offense.
Hey, Smokey, guess what?
Yep.
Guess who my starting quarterback is in fantasy?
Justin
Herbo.
And he went over. Okay, so I'm gonna take the this is one I'm not gonna touch, so I'm gonna push it. I'm gonna just say push. You know what I mean? If he gets 70, hey, y'all if you took the under, he only gets 70, you win. You know what I mean? Because he didn't get 71. It's 70.5. I'm gonna push that one. I'm gonna push it. I'm gonna be a sucker for that one. Justin Herbert has a rushing prop. 16 and a half. Trail, what you got?
16 and a half rushing yards?
Yeah, for Justin Herbert.
Oh, yeah.
Over.
Over. And I always smashes the Justin Herbert rushing, y'all. That's one thing I do. I'm not giving you no betting advice, but I smashes it over. He had 1 rush for 24 yards last week, just FYI. All right, on our side, Little Bill, over under 32 and a half.
Over. Wait, this passing or rushing?
This is rushing.
Man, I want to say over, but until I see it, under.
All right. C-Rod, 28 and a half.
I'm taking the over on both of them.
Over on C-Rod.
I'm taking the over. Jaden Daniels, 44 and a half.
Oh,
I'm taking the under.
I'm taking under.
I'm taking the under. We all taking the under. All right. I told y'all we didn't have no receiving props. So we just sticking with the Chargers for this one. And then I guess because we said over on the Jaden passing at 207, you can kind of do your math with your book on the receivers once they populate for their props and stuff like that. So Quentin Johnson, over under 65.5, 65 and a half.
Over.
Over.
They're gonna spam him.
I'm going under. Lad McConkey, 58 and a half.
Over.
I'm going over. Keenan Allen, 54 and a half.
Over.
Push.
I'm going to go under. All right. I didn't do receptions or anything like that. You know what I mean? But like, that's how, like, as we get going, you know what I mean? A more healthier team, this segment will be a little longer. Because like I said, at the end of the day, we didn't have, matter of fact, if I can, let me check right fast while I got you guys. Let's
It's
see.
probably Smug. It's
Let's see
probably
if the book's
55.
updated. I'm
It's
literally,
probably 55 and a half
I
for
am
Debo.
logged in. I'm logged in. So I'm going to our game. All right, Commanders and Chargers. I'm going straight to receiving props. Receiving over under. Nope. It still don't have none of us in there. Not yet. It hasn't updated. It hasn't updated. All right. Hey man, this is where we close the show out at, man. South, I appreciate you hopping on. You know what I mean? But we make our outlandish predictions. South, since you were late, I gotta start off with you, South, and I'm writing this one down.
Oh, you ready for this one?
Yeah, I'm ready for this one. He said check
28 4,
FanDuel. Let me
28
take
14. Good guys.
28-14. Hold on, let me check FanDuel again, y'all. Go ahead, Trey. You can talk to me though.
I think this is gonna be a Duke 'em out game, man. I got a 28-26. Good guys.
28.
28 26 sounds like my blood pressure gonna be high.
Yeah, get ready.
Let me check this book right fast. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm ready for a game where I don't get to sit down. So hopefully, anything I
Yeah, it's
want.
not on there. It's not on there, Mitch. DraftKings hasn't updated yet.
It's
So I say,
usually 55 and a half, Smoke. That's what they
okay.
usually put our value.
Would I say 28-26? What's that?
A lot.
Oh, you
That's
want to know the spread too? The
28.
spread for this game is
That's
2.5.
Chargers. We minus 2.5 for the Chargers.
What's
So
the
make
over under? What's the
over under is 47.5. That's
okay?
according to FanDuel.
So
47.5.
that's 23-24. Somewhere
Mm-hmm.
like I had 28-26, so that's 54 points. And what you say, South? 54 and a half is the average. What we doing?
28-14.
Yeah, so 28-26.
So
Good guy.
if we go 28-14, he hitting the under. We
Yeah,
go 28-26, you smash the over.
mine is still under 2 by a point half.
Mm-hmm.
Week to week.
I'm going
24/7 Chargers. I ain't mad at it, dude.
I'm
I ain't
going
mad at it. Oh.
hey listen, man, he kind of stole my thunder, man. I'm going 23 Chargers. 26-23 Chargers, man. I just think at the end of the day, this defense is going to need a critical stop. And we're going to come into space after the game blaming everything on the defense. I still think Jaden is going to take a little time, you know what I mean, to find himself, you know what I mean, things of that nature. This is not no reverse jinx, but at the end of the day, man, I need to see it. I need to see all three phases come together, man. And right now, this may be an anger pick, but I got 26-23 Chargers. I'm not being a homer this week, man. I hate to pick it that way, but that's where I'm going, man. 26-23.
I was going to pick the Chargers, but the only thing is the trend. We up, down, up, down.
Yep. Yeah.
This is the up week. So
Yeah.
if I'm going with the trend, the upswing, we at the we take it.
Yeah, 26-23 is my pick. 28-26 is Trail pick Commanders. 28-14 is South pick Commanders. I did see 35 to something in the comments.
31 was Mitch.
Yeah, 35-31 Mitch. That's for the good guys, Commanders. man. You know what I mean? Hey, man, like this is gonna be a tough game, y'all. This is gonna be a physical game. John Harbaugh has a bad taste in his mouth from when they just went to New York. He's gonna try to establish himself again this week. You know what I mean? He don't want to make the NFL world think that the first 3 weeks was just a gimme or just this isn't who they are. Like, no, like he's going to try to go out there and establish himself, prove himself again for this week, man. So I got faith in our boys. I really do. I really do. But at the end of the day, man, yeah,
I
yeah,
really
man.
do.
At the end of the day, man, I just think the Chargers, you know what I mean, even though they not, I think we're a little more banged up on our end. You know what I mean? Yes, they're missing tackles, but like I said, the emergence of Amarion, they got 3 solid receivers now. We struggling against anything passing out the backfield, tight ends and seams, motions with guys, and that's what Ladd does just about every play. They're gonna move them across that line of scrimmage. I just think until they prove to me that they could stop these little things against these opposing offenses, I think at the end of the day, man, they get us this week. Jaden, homecoming ain't gonna be quite so much of a homecoming. But guess what? The season don't stop here, y'all. It's only week 5. It's only week 5. So at the end of the day, man, I'm calling it off. I appreciate y'all. Catch us back next Friday. Hopefully it's a victory Friday. Hopefully it's a victory Monday. Hopefully it's a victory Sunday. But next Friday, we're going to be prepping for the Bears the following Monday night. So once again, don't look back. We're not going that way. And we'll catch y'all on the other side. Appreciate y'all.
You already know.